Your worth is determined somewhat by how much pain you can endure. It's determined by your pain tolerance, especially in the world of finance, the world of business, because it determines how far you're going to go. And really, it doesn't matter what your pain tolerance is, as long as you're willing to push it to the limit. Because everyone, like human spirit, kind of just naturally has an unbelievably high pain tolerance. Like, we're going to live past it anyway, so it doesn't matter. In this video I'm going to be discussing what pain feels like, and this is true pain, not just ordinary pain. Right now I'm kind of in agony at the moment. I've been working all day and I've taken like one break. I also have to keep quiet because there's people in the house who are probably listening to me making comments. Also, there's a dog in my room and she keeps walking around and I have to control myself. It's taken up so much energy, I can barely even sit still without sweating. This is true pain, and it comes from just having worked a load, and it's not like you can't imagine it until you've experienced it. Again, I still have to stop talking because people keep passing. So it's an indicator of progress, this pain. And my progress so far has been in calling people around the country, and it's just been like I'm not too nervous before a call, but it's still extremely physically painful to just do it again and again and again. Honestly, I don't know why. Why is it just so? Someone keeps walking up and down the stairs. Why is it so difficult to just talk into a phone, to a voice? I don't know, but that's all I'm doing. And it begins as terror, like you're just absolutely terrified of it, and then after the first few you're not too bad, but then that terror just converts into complete and utter pain, and I won't say despair because that requires emotional input, but like psychological exertion. I'm getting a load of messages here on WhatsApp. I'm just gonna mute my laptop. Just every distraction under the sun is happening in this video, and I'm not freaking out, and it's causing me nightmarish agony, honestly. I'm trying to control myself this much. Like, I seem calm now, but inside I'm just screaming like a monster, and I feel like kind of I don't know, just killing someone, but doesn't matter, not gonna do that. Anyway, that's what pain is. It's just calming the monster inside, and the terror turns into acceptance. You just accept it. You're feeling more and more pain, but you still accept it, and as the hours go by and you're still calling people, it hurts worse and worse. It just gets more and more difficult. It doesn't get easier like you think it would. It doesn't. It gets harder and harder until at some point you feel like you're physically suffocating because it's impossible to keep going. You just can't bear it anymore because you've been going through it for hours and hours, and you're at your limit. And I don't know, I think you kind of burst through some kind of barrier then, like you're not going to be afraid to ever go to this length again because you've already been to your limit. And that's what I did probably on Monday. At some point I started calling around 11. It was 3 or 4 o'clock then, and I just actually felt like I was going to collapse. Like, I couldn't even talk on the phone. I was just like, hi, is this, yeah. And I wasn't nervous or anything, I just physically couldn't speak because it was just such an overload of sensualness into my brain. And I was humbled. A couple of days ago I probably would have been like, I can shoulder the burden of the world, no problem. I cannot, no, collapse like anyone else, like the next guy. And I've been humbled enough times by cold calling, which is twice. I've been humbled twice by cold calling, to know that you just need to accept pain. It's not going to get any easier by any stretch of the human imagination. You just need to accept this pain, and then you recognize it whenever it's happening. You recognize, I am in pain, and then I'm going to bear it. Well, you don't even need to say it, you just need to kind of decide it in your mind, I'm going to bear this. Because as soon as you make that decision, you're just going to bear it anyway. And this happened earlier on today. You can bear almost anything with this pain, with this kind of technique, by the way. I had hot dinner, like it was very, very hot, and I was just putting it in my mouth, and it was just disgustingly hot. I was just burning the top of my mouth. Anyway, I couldn't spit it out because that'd be even worse when I just kept it in my mouth, and I just thought, I'm going to bear this pain, and you know, it wasn't pleasant, but you know, I bared it anyway, and like there was no revolt or mutiny whatsoever from my brain. I was just okay with it. And then yesterday I was cold calling, and I was like in my 50th cold call, and I actually got someone who wanted a website. And so I just thought, yeah, this is great. I'm probably going to get a break now from this calling, until I realised the making of the site was even more tedious and painful because of the tedium. Because I actually felt alive from the pain for once, and now I was going to be thrown back here doing this repetitive stuff, and I didn't have much energy left either, so it was more painful in itself than cold calling. So the pain just overloaded, and I kept using it, and then I went onto the site, and I've been doing it all day today as well, and it hasn't been very fun at all, but I actually really, really like the result of it, and it's very satisfying to me what it looks like. I genuinely do think I can charge a good price for it. Not like I'm going to do it this time, but the time after next, I will. So that was my day, really. It's what pain feels like. True pain is completely different from ordinary pain. You can't imagine any level of pain that you haven't experienced yet. It's not possible. Your brain can't conjure up something outside of the escape it's been exposed to, and this goes doubly for pain. It's like how in a dream you can't imagine anything you haven't actually seen in real life. Like, sure, you could craft something new, but it has to be from what you've already seen. You could craft a new human in a dream, but it has to be a culmination of other humans that you have seen. You were terrified at first, and then you just accept it. It still hurts, and it'll probably hurt you until you get up to your limit. I'm probably going to get up to my limit in calling when I'm actually able to do 75 to 100 of them. I'm going to nearly suffocate, but I'm going to continue anyway and just accept it, and I'll recognise it as well. Like, this is physically painful, but I choose to bear it anyway. It's amazing how we can just listen to so many motivational videos and they mean nothing to us, but like one sentence of advice can help everything. And the human spirit can bear almost anything as well. And even if you have to do something really tedious and just seemingly terrible, do it anyway, because it needs to be done. The work needs to be done in life. Yeah.